Every time you go on Twitter, you see PlayStation 5 fans, yes, these ponies, trying their best to defend the PlayStation 5 Pro. These guys work night and day trying to justify the purchase of the PlayStation 5 Pro. I mean, these guys, they almost sing love songs to the Pro.
Beauty, beauty, your name is beauty. Pretty, pretty, you are very pretty. Pretty, pretty, you are very pretty.
Didn't I tell you guys that this is a sickness? That is why it was a punch to the gut when Digital Foundry said this when it came up to a battle between the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Pro, and the Xbox Series X.
This is probably one of the less exciting Pro upgrades we've seen in recent AAA fare.
I beg your pardon?
Frame rates are generally good here, with a stable 60 FPS in most content, but those two particularly demanding combats still provoke minor frame rate dips, which isn't ideal. It's no major concern and performance is better than PS5 by a good margin, but Series X remains king. But Series X remains king. But Series X remains king.
Yo, shout out to Season, man. Shout out to Season, man. Yo, that's how the This nigga boy big.
Guys, you couldn't make this up even if it is you tried. You couldn't make this up. I mean, a 5-year-old console, the Xbox Series X, is dominating the PlayStation 5 Pro like this? How embarrassing. And guess what? Those were the words that rang through the gaming industry, so much so that these ponies are still recovering from what Digital Foundry said. I mean, these guys were salty. So much so, hear what Reforge is saying.
Why don't you play on the Series X if the version is better? That's not where I game anymore. I'm not going to do a playthrough and establish a library of achievements or backlog or even recorded footage. I'm going to play it on the Pro. I know, I'm almost confident, I'm very confident that id Software is going to rectify this.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
I also already pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the collector's edition like however many months ago.
You're a victim.
Here we go, CSR.
But it's not only Jimmy who is a victim. We also have a ponybot himself, that is Mag. You see, Mag thought that by buying his PlayStation 5 Pro, he would have gotten the better version of Doom.
Doom on the Pro, and and if Indie's good, I'm gonna be playing it on the Pro. I'm not gonna waste my time in December playing it on Xbox. I'll wait. And I'll wait to play the better experience. I'm not going to play it twice, okay? I'm going to play it once, and I'd rather play it on the better hardware. I got a new monitor coming with my Pro, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So
So yes, Doom runs better on the Xbox Series X, and I know it really goes to show that the Xbox Series X was ahead of its time. That is why Phil Spencer would have made this statement that they don't need mid-generation refresh. Now, this is very, very interesting to see that I never thought that the PlayStation 5 Pro would have been losing to the Xbox Series X, in so many games. This is not just a one-off. We would have seen this in many other games as well. But today, guys, what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about that. Hear what? It's been revealed. The PlayStation 5 fans, they were just beta testers for the PlayStation 5 Pro and PSSR. We'll also talk about how, physical media is on life support. Yes, physical games is looking like it will be a thing of the past very, very soon. But sit back, relax, and let's get it.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Before we continue the video, guys, do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button, because we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers, and you could be part of that. You could be part of the 1,000 who made up the 5,000 subscribers. So if this type of content interests you, we're talking about Xbox news. Of course, we give you some Nintendo news here and there, but the specialty, our main dish, is Sony Pony salt. Yes, this salt comes from the Himalayan mountains, and it's very pink, and it does not raise your blood pressure. So if this interests you, hit that like and subscribe button today. Now let's get back to the video. First up, let's talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro. You see, when the PlayStation 5 Pro was first announced, the entire gaming industry was promised by the PlayStation community that the PlayStation 5 Pro was an atom bomb. Yes, these guys said that this system had so much flip-flops that it would have exploded your mind, it would have exploded your brain. That is what the ponies said. Yes, they went as far as to even say this.
We've been telling you that this thing was going to cost $700, and we told you and told you and told you. And instead of you all just saving your money like we told you, you were like, well, I'll never do it. And guess what? This thing's more powerful than a 4090. It is. A friend of mine, he called me. He has a 4090. He was like, look, I struggle with this. He said he's struggling with it because he's seen that this thing do things that the 4090 can't do. It's not going to do this. It's going to struggle.
Yes, this is what the PlayStation community was promising. The PlayStation community said that the PlayStation 5 Pro would be doing things that no other system would be doing. They went on to say that the PlayStation PSSR is unlike any other AI upscale. I mean, there is no competition. And guess what? All of it was
We made it up. It never happened. It's a fake. It's fiction. It's an urban legend that never happened. It never happened. It never happened. We made this one up.
Yes, it was all made up. When persons thought that the PlayStation 5 Pro would have run games without any compromises, then we saw games ran like Alan Wake 2 when the PlayStation 5 Pro struggled with Alan Wake 2. Warhammer 4,000 or 40,000, sorry. The Series X ran that game better in many different instances on the Series X when it comes to Warhammer. And now we are seeing Doom. Doom is running better on the Xbox Series X. Sorry. So all of these things that they were promising with the PlayStation 5 Pro, that they were promising with the PSSR, it really didn't come to fruition. So they basically finessed the entire PlayStation community to buy this console, knowing fully well that it wasn't ready, the AI wasn't ready, the console wasn't ready to deliver all the promises that they were saying it was going to deliver. Well, could the PlayStation 5 Pro redeem itself? Well, this is what the rumor is stating. The rumor is stating that soon they will finally get to deliver what they actually promised with the PlayStation 5 Pro. Listen.
Rumor. New PS5 Pro update could give frame rates and resolutions a massive boost. If a new rumor is to be believed, Sony is prepping a significant PS5 Pro update that could push game performance through the roof. PSSR, the AI-driven upscaling software that's always been a key PS5 Pro feature, is at the crux of these supposed enhancements. According to In the Know YouTube tech channel, Moore's Law is dead, as transcribed by TechRadar. A major PSSR rework is currently in development at PlayStation. Apparently, this overhaul is so dramatic that the channel says it might as well be called PSSR2. The gist here is that developers will actually be given room to drop their games to much lower resolutions in order to boost overall performance, all while a much improved version of PSSR makes up for the image quality. What's more, it's claimed that Sony, via PSSR, is now targeting 4K resolution at 120 frames per second, and even 8K resolution at 60 frames per second. If true, that's one hell of a jump compared to what the PS5 Pro is currently capable of. We have seen PSSR deliver across numerous PS5 games already. Assassin's Creed Shadows, for example, uses the tech to add noticeable detail to its visuals while maintaining 60 frames per second. However, PSSR is something that developers have to properly implement for it to make a difference. And so, a big PS5 Pro update doesn't necessarily mean that every game will suddenly run a lot better. Still, it's always been clear that the console is, in part, a testbed for tech like PSSR. There's little doubt that Sony will be hard at work behind the scenes, attempting to evolve its software ahead of the inevitable PS6.
So again, PlayStation is claiming, Sony is claiming that the new PSSR update, the PSSR2, would do some phenomenal things with the PlayStation 5 Pro. But we will wait and see what Digital Foundry said, because although they make all these claims, 120 frames, 4K, 8K, all these Ks, guess what? Somebody is going to be eating a special K when it's all said and done. But let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Do you think this time Sony is going to get it right? Sony is actually going to make their AI upscaler work in a proper way and don't have shimmying and shimmers and all of these things? Let me know in the comment sections below. Let's now talk about physical media. How many of you could remember a time every weekend sitting with your brothers, with your sisters, with even some friends behind one television, putting in that cartridge or putting in that CD or that DVD and enjoying the game that you wanted to play, that you guys loved? Who could remember the LAN parties, bringing your consoles over by friends, hooking up your consoles and playing, that physical media? Well, I'm sorry to say it, but it's looking like the industry is leading to, a different direction when it comes to physical media. And there are multiple evidence of this. For example, we know that recently Nintendo would have said this.
They will own the license to play the Switch 2, and that license can be revoked at any moment.
What? You sound like the big brother of gaming.
In addition to this, physical games will no longer be installed on the game cartridge. The game cartridge will only contain a key to install the game over the internet.
Then what's the point of physical? And why are you charging another $10 for it? People will be paying $80 for a key?
Yes, exactly. A key to access the license to the game.
So we won't own anything. This is insane.
Yes, Nintendo decided to use keys, so no longer would you have the entire game on one cartridge. However, you would have these keys that you will be able to download the game off the internet. Now, this was compounded additionally when this news came out recently about Doom: The Dark Ages. Listen.
Huge number of people canceling Doom pre-orders over botched physical release. Negative feedback for the disc version. Back at the end of last week, we reported how Doom: The Dark Ages physical version seemingly had a tiny amount of content on the disc. And apparently that's leading to a huge number of people canceling their box pre-orders. This comes courtesy of the game preservation-focused Twitter account, Does It Play? And plenty of disappointed Doom fans have responded to confirm they've been canceling their physical versions since the news dropped. For those who haven't been keeping up, Doom: The Dark Ages is just a few MB of data on the disc, meaning that the full game needs to be downloaded in order to play it. Ultimately, it renders the disc pretty useless overall. We definitely understand the frustration around this, but also question whether it's going to lead to a different scenario in the future. How many people resemble a huge amount at this point? If it's enough, then Microsoft may sit up and take notice. But in all likelihood, it's nothing compared to the digital demand across all platforms. Hopefully we're wrong. It'd be great to see the likes of Gears of War, Reloaded, Fable, The Outer Worlds 2, and many other games shipping proper versions on disc if Baldur's Gate 3 did it. So can any game. And maybe, just maybe, people expressing their displeasure over this decision will make a difference for future Xbox First.
So there you have it. It seems like both Microsoft, we are not very clear if it's all games will be like that, but both Microsoft and Nintendo would be, using not the traditional way of selling video games to their consumers. Most of the gamers would have to download their games after they purchase it. Now, this is not something new for Xbox or for Sony. Sony too does something similar, where it is you just buy a code or you buy just the disc and then you download the remaining of the game, and that is something that the industry has adopted for a while. But some persons are hoping that if they boycott Doom or these games, that the gaming media will stop only focusing on soft copies of these games. And let me just say that that's not going to happen. You know why it's not going to happen? Because of this. Last year, Matt Piscatella from Blue Sky said this: the rate of decline in US physical video game software spending accelerated in 2024. Spending on physical video game software in the US has been cut in more than half since 2021 and is now more than 85% below its 2008 peak. So he is saying that gradually we have seen a decline in persons buying physical media, and you could see it there on the chart. The chart is very clear. So although all of us, including me, would want to see physical games continue, at the end of the day, we are seeing that these corporations will not ignore the data. The data is showing that there is just a very small minority of people who wants physical media. Everyone consumes their games now. The vast majority, consumes their games via soft copy. So let me hear what you thought about that. Do you think that hard copy could make a comeback? Let me know in the comment sections below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys for the next one. Later.